Cancer, one of the deadliest diseases humanity has ever experienced, is waging a silent but vicious war across the earth. In sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria, incidences of cancer are on the rise, both in urban and rural areas, owing to ignorance and lack of effective oncology services at primary healthcare levels. Among other factors, men, women, and even children are becoming easy prey to preventable and sometimes treatable cancer cases. According to a WHO report of 2016, 4 out of 5 people in Nigeria who have cancer die of the silent killer disease. This is very alarming.
For the vast majority of cases, treatment exists, but people would go everywhere else except to the person who has spent their life and their career learning how to help them.
For all cancers, it's better when the disease is caught early. If you present early, treatment will be very good, will be very successful.
Then testing is not only for cancers. They have for obesity, we have for Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Because when people talk of cancer, they just mention cancer every time. Cancer can be treated and be cured.
However, despite the high death toll recorded, there are survivors of cancer in Nigeria. One incredible survivor story is that of Lanre Jacob.
Before the age of 10, I lived a fairly normal life like every other child. I was going to school like every other child. Until one day in 1978, when my life took a really traumatic turn. It all began with a small growth on my head. In primary school and the early part of my college days, my schoolmates called me Aladebu, the boy with horn on his head. I nearly dropped out of school at that point.
The case of Lanre Jacob started around the age of 10. This is not unusual, but most commonly it will start a little later than that. But it's not unusual to start at 10. But it's a slow growing disease, then it's till the age of young adulthood, the disease will still be there. So it's around that age of adulthood that you normally have this disease.
Little did anyone know that Lanre would spend the next 30 years of his life battling with a terrible form of cancer known as dermatofibrosarcoma, a rare type of skin cancer.
Dermatofibrosarcoma protuberans is a type of sarcoma. Sarcoma are connective tissue malignancy. That's the cancer of the connective tissue, which is muscle, bone, and other connective tissue of the body. However, dermatofibrosarcoma, DFSP, usually will occur at the dermis or at the skin of the patient, and it is more common in young adults.
In 1985, 7 years after the growth appeared, a seemingly successful surgery was carried out on his scalp at Catholic Hospital, Ondo, in Ondo State.
In 2001, the fifth and the largest of the tumors appeared in my scalp. It was so large that it occupied most part of my head. I often ask myself, why me? When will it end?
Àìṣe tó wáyé lórí ẹ̀ ní pé nígbà mẹ́rin ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tí wọ́n yọ tí a ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ, ohun tí wọ́n yọ lórí rẹ̀ wọn kò gbé lọ fún àyẹ̀wò, ṣé ìyẹn wà burú jáì?
At that point, I knew I was facing the fiercest battle of my life. However, I made up my mind never to surrender. I knew that the pathway to surrender is to lose faith. I grew an indomitable hope, and by the grace of God, I survived it forever.
As it turned out, the large tumors of 2001 were successfully removed through a dangerous surgery by a team of doctors at the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Despite the odds, Jacob continued his education, and for 20 years, his family was in the dark about what exactly the recurring growth on his head were. Even today, in urban and rural parts of sub-Saharan Africa, there are people going around with undiagnosed cases of cancer and other diseases. Just when it seems like the battle was finally over and Lanre and his family could heave a sigh of much needed relief, The tumor appeared again in 2008. Jacob had to undergo another life-threatening surgery, the 7th on his head.
At that point, I must confess, we were afraid that all hope was gone. No one, including myself, thought he could come out alive.
No doubt, Lanre Jacob's 30 years experience with cancer must have left him and his family with lifelong memories, but the survivor birthed a dream in him, a dream that led to the establishment of the Lanre Jacob Sarcoma Cancer Foundation.
After 7 surgeries, I saw a need to use my experience to support cancer care in Nigeria. The thought came to me in 2014, 6 years after the final surgery. The foundation was finally established in 2016 to provide support for people with cancer and cancer survivors. But our special interest at the foundation is preventive cancer care through deliberate and strategic efforts towards educating people about cancer. We do this so that more lives can be saved and more testimonies like mine can be recorded.
After 30 years of traumatic cancer experience, I think establishing a cancer foundation is Mr. Jacob's way of showing appreciation to God. I believe it is the way he chooses to give hope to the hopeless and also to extend God's love to humanity.
From 2016 till date, the Lanre Jacob Sarcoma Cancer Foundation has created many cancer awareness fora, through which they wage an aggressive war against the kind of ignorance that resulted in his ordeal, and testimonies and commendations of the successes abound. One of the Lanre Jacob Sarcoma Cancer Foundation's cancer projects being implemented in Nigeria is the Lagos State Cancer Awareness Project, LASCAP, working in collaboration with the Lagos State Ministry of Health and the State's Healthcare Board. Lanre Jacob Sarcoma Cancer Foundation is effectively touching and saving lives in markets, hospitals, schools, churches, mosques, and in many communities.
Let's pass the message to the younger generation of the reality of cancer and that cancer can be prevented by the way we live our life, our lifestyle.
No doubt, Lanre Jacob is unbendable in his desire to continue to be a voice of hope to people with cancer and other forms of diseases, and his Cancer Foundation is determined to take the fight against cancer across Nigeria and the sub-Sahara Africa.
Before now, I don't know anything about cancer, but when they come to our market in Lagos, they tell us plenty things about cancer. One of the things they tell us, we say, maybe they go for regular cancer screening.
Despite his cancer challenge from the age of 10, Lanre Jacob graduated in 1999 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Linguistics from the University of Lagos. Today, Lanre Jacob is not only a writer, he is an oncology researcher, president of the Lanre Jacob Sarcoma Cancer Foundation, and the CEO of the Marvelous J Concepts and the Conquer Cancer Africa Group.
I stumbled on the gift of writing at 10, the same year that the tumor first appeared on my head. So despite the cancer challenge, I dedicated most of my time cultivating my gifts and talents. Writing did not only play a major part in my survival. In 2004, it earned me a national recognition through the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC.
As a writer, Lanre Jacob's literary works include A Betrayed Tomorrow and The Courage of an Africa Amazon, which foreword were written in 2011 by the distinguished Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Jacob's latest book is No Cancer, Conquer Cancer, written for cancer education in Nigeria and the sub-Saharan Africa. Without looking back, the Jacobs Foundation continues to collaborate and work with governments and relevant institutions in Nigeria and around the world to improve cancer survival rates in the country and other parts of Africa.
While the medical play its part creditably in my case, faith in Jesus Christ, faith in His name and confidence in the power of His healing stripes is the secret of my total healing.
All the pains and the setbacks only helped to grow in him the great values of patience, resilience, and focus.